I took my Aria DM-1 and put in some Humbucker P90s. Due to the way the routing is and how long these mounting screws are, I couldn't get them as high up, as close to the strings as I would like. The neck is fine, but the bridge is a lot lower than I want, and so it's making the bridge quieter than the neck. It also kind of doesn't help that this is a super distortion DiMarzio one, P90 sized. This is a tone zone P90 sized. The tone zone is like 17 DC resistance, so having a really high output in the neck is gonna, of course, since it's close to the strings too, make it audibly louder. The good news is the new toggle works, so now the bridge pickup, you can actually hear it. Some stuff I learned while setting this up, just for people to know about. The main things are actually really good. It could use a new bridge. I was trying to adjust the intonation on the D string, and the screw kind of was disintegrating as I was trying to turn it. It was kind of stuck. So in the long run, it'd be good to get a different bridge on it where I can actually turn the screws and move them, but it's not intonating that far off. The other hardware thing that's kind of bugging me, the tremolo is good. I mean, it's got this little notch that kind of holds the arm in place, which is actually kind of neat, because see, I can shake it and the arm doesn't move. But the lock on this thing is really loose, so it just kind of rattles around, and I'm not really a big fan of that. And almost, if I had to, if I take the strings off to change the bridge, I'll probably take the tremolo off and just take that lock off, so it's not rattling around, since I don't really use a trem lock anyway. The other parts of it seem to work pretty well. It doesn't go down very far. I mean, probably down more than I'd want to, but anyway, the stock pots were 500K, so you don't need to take them apart to figure it out if you're curious about it if you buy one of these. Let's see. I guess you can hear how the pickups sound. Super distortion sounds good, like. I like it better than the P90 that was in it. It's pretty quiet because it's so low to the, so close to the body. It's obviously different when you go to the middle, that the neck pickup is way louder because the volume gets louder. Versus and if I go to just the neck, it's even louder. But I kind of like the in-between sound, because it's got decent treble and it's not too bassy or muddy. So still overall a success. It's not noisy. I mean, the humbuckers totally killed any noise, which is their job anyway. The body is really nice. I think it's basswood, and I know not everybody's a fan of it because it's considered to be soft, but a lot of those old expensive Ibanez guitars, I think, and some other ones were made out of basswood, and people still pay tons of money for those. The neck is really nice, the maple, and then the scarf joint and the volute. The tuners are fine. If I really wanted to, I could replace them with Goto ones. But since I just sit at home and play, I don't really feel like I need to spend $40 just to have the tuners be a little bit nicer than they are now, because they work decently enough. I don't really know how to fix the pickup thing, other than I guess if I was able to buy longer mounting screws, then I could have the pickup sit higher. But I don't know if they make these teeny screws in a longer length. So I'm not really sure what I can do to fix that. And it's, the middle position's good enough sounding for me, and I don't tend to be someone, at least, I don't know, in however many years I've been playing, I'm not a pickup switcher. In fact, a lot of my guitars are only one pickup guitars, or I just leave it on the bridge. And honestly, if I put it in the bridge and then switch to the dirty channel, think this is the switch. Nope, that's reverb. There we go. It's plenty loud with distortion on. But if I do the middle position, which I think actually sounds better acoustically, I'm guessing the distortion is going to be better too. Yeah, I like the middle position better for distortion anyway. I'm using my JCM 900, which has that diode that people don't seem to like in it. They prefer the 800, but I like that this has a master volume. I like the distortion, and it seems kind of silly to complain about having capacitor or whatever is in there, diode or whatever it is, to help with the distortion, when most people are putting analog pedals in front of their tube amps for distortion. I mean, having it in the amp already, I don't really care. Still a good sounding tube amp. Actually, I like it quite a bit. It's one of my favorite tube amps. That one and my Rocker Verb and my Overdrive 120 are my favorite tube amps. Although lately I've been kind of missing my little orange lunchbox amp that I had, because it was really simple and it sounded really good. But, you know, these big guys can do it too. I just have to turn the master down a little bit. Anyway, that's this DM-1 by Aria. I like the Aria headstock, incidentally. It's pretty cool. It's not like really a lot of other ones. And for as cheap as this was, it's a decent guitar. I mean, it's fun to mod. Actually, the stock pickups, there's nothing wrong with those. If you like single coils, you'd probably like them. There's nothing wrong with those. I'm just not a single coil kind of guy, I guess. I like how it sounds when other people do it. I just don't like the noise. I prefer quiet. There's a little bit of noise right now. It's because I'm on the dirty channel of my JCM 900. If I go back to the clean one, there's no sound, no noise, just the pickups. And there's no shielding in this guitar either, so I guess most people with humbuckers don't bother shielding anyway, but it's quiet. It sounds good. The controls move easy and aren't noisy. My new toggle works fine. Just one of those short switchcraft toggles. Anyway, hope you got something out of the video, and I'll go back to doing what I do.